There's a big problem in the dental industry. First of all, a lot of dentists don't understand the business side of dental. And that is just a known fact out there. And let's be honest, if you get into dentistry, you're probably not wanting to get into the business side of it to begin with, right? You go into it to learn clinical skills, but then you find out very quickly that there's a lot of business stuff that is going to either make or break you, and it's going to either make you successful or not successful. So then what happens is there's consultants everywhere. And it's expensive. Consultants are really, really expensive. And I'm a huge fan of consultants for everybody. I think it's a total growth hack to work with consultants. However, it can take a lot of time and a lot of energy because every consultant does different things. You have marketing consultants, you have financial consultants, you have growth consultants, you have operational consultants. And all of those people can take $5,000, $10,000 a month and may or may not get you to where you want to go. So Charles looked at that problem and he came up with a different strategy. So first of all, thank you for coming on. And could you talk about what you saw in the industry and what you're doing to try to fix it?
Gary, thanks for having me, for sure. So what I found was the problem was a few things, and you've touched on several of them. First is cost. Okay, the cost of a consultant is high typically. And again, to your point, they are typically worth it. The challenge, though, with the consultant, and as a coach myself, the challenge is we don't know everything. I mean, it's clearly impossible to know everything. And in today's model, what was happening for me was I was extremely authentic and vulnerable, I think, with my clients, and they would say, we need new patients. And so I would say, okay, well, you need to talk to my friend, Gary Bird at SMC Marketing, because he's the expert on how to bring in new patients. And my client would call me back and go, man, thank you so much for introducing me to Gary. He is the best. Now I'm going to quit working with you because I'm going to spend my $3,000 a month that I was spending with you, and I'm going to spend them with Gary, because there's only so much money to go around and there's only so much time to go around. Even if they wanted to work with every consultant out there, if they wanted to work with a social media person, if they wanted to work with an HR consultant, if they wanted to work with a computer consultant, a software consultant, an attorney, an accountant, a leadership coach, there's just not even if they had all the time, the money, they don't have the time. Okay. So the challenge with any consultant is referring them out to another consultant or coach that now is going to take that money and that client away from you. And look, I mean, we're all here to help people, but we're also here to feed our families too. So it was a double-edged sword that this was a problem for everybody. It was not just a problem for the coaches and consultants. It's a problem for the dentists as well. So what did we decide to do? Well, we decided that there has to be a way for a member to come into an organization, into a group, under an umbrella where they can talk to all the different experts, underneath that one umbrella. And so that is basically what we did in creating the Dental Science Alliance. Now, I'll let you ask me questions about what makes it so different, but that's what we have now is the Dental Science Alliance. It's affordable. It's $600 a month for a limited time, which is massively affordable. It's accessible. It's actionable because we create action plans. We hold people accountable, and it works. It works. Everybody gets fed. And the main thing is the dentist and the teams have access to the people that they need to talk to when they want to talk to them to get the answers that they need to get right now.
That's really cool. So it's a totally different approach. So instead of getting access to one person for one big fee, you get access to a multitude of people for one low fee. So what's the downside?
So there is no reason why everyone wouldn't do it. I mean, everyone should do it. But again, full disclosure. So how did we make it happen, right? I mean, how does it work? Because people have said on Facebook and LinkedIn, it's too good to be true. You've seen those. I mean, we posted these things. People said, it can't be good coaching if it's that cheap, right? Well, the reality of it is that, again, remember that if you use me as your leadership coach and you come to me and say, I have a marketing problem and I'm charging you $3,000 a month to be your leadership coach, and I start giving you marketing advice, that's not good advice. Okay. You're not paying me to be a marketing person, but I'm going to try to fill that void because I don't want to lose that client, right? Okay, so how did we make the economics work and make it work for the client as well? The reality of it is that 95% of our coaches have their own consulting or coaching business in that area of expertise. And so the member comes in and gets 5 30-minute sessions of coaching from these experts as their $600 membership. Now, the beauty is that if you decide that you need to engage with our HR expert or with our marketing expert or with our attorney experts, then you go outside of the Dental Science Alliance and you engage with those people and you have that relationship. But because we are bringing those clients to our vetted, and that's really important, when I send somebody to one of our coaches, I've already vetted them. I already know the integrity. I already know the honesty. I already know that, look, not everybody is for everybody, but if I send somebody to SMC Marketing to work with Gary Bird, I'm pretty confident that Gary Bird knows what he's talking about, you know? So that's fine. I've already vetted these people. That's worth $600 a month right there, right? To not have to pinball and ping pong around all the different consultants to find out. And as the client, you've already worked with Gary Bird for maybe 30 minutes or an hour and a half as free coaching advice. Gary, tell me what's more, should I do Facebook ads? Should I do LinkedIn ads? And so you get 30 minutes on that. Should I do print? Should I send things out? Should I do postcards? All these things. And you're getting these 30-minute interactions. And guess what's happening? Gary's deciding whether he wants to work with that client, and the client is deciding if he wants to work with Gary. So we're bridging that gap where we're already identifying whether we're a good fit for each other. And then Gary, knowing that he's going to take we're using the $3,000 a month example, Gary, knowing that he's already going to create that $3,000 a month revenue, is willing to say, look, we're going to discount the fee to work with us so that you can stay a member of the Dental Science Alliance because it's extremely affordable while you're working with us. So the Dental Science Alliance is not afraid. As a matter of fact, we encourage our members to go outside of the alliance and work with our consultants. And our consultants, because essentially we're bringing them pre-vetted clients already, are willing to give that professional discount so that nobody loses. The client's winning, the consultant and coach is winning, the Dental Science Alliance is winning. And look, Gary, the bottom line for me, I'm a clinician, is dentistry's winning. Dentistry is winning because now the dentist doesn't have to try to train their office manager on Dentrix. Their dentist doesn't have to try to train the hygienist on how to schedule for successful, productive hygiene. The dentist doesn't have to train the dental assistant in how to run a back-end operations. We have all those experts. So we've really, I think we're onto something here. I think we're solving the Rubik's Cube. And if you can't tell, I'm a little excited about it. So
yeah, you're excited. Honestly, I've known you for a long time. You've been excited and you've been upbeat about things, but you've never been this upbeat about things. So it's something that I think that you can really sink your teeth into, and it's because it's tangible. It makes sense, right? Like there's nobody that goes to it and goes, oh no, that doesn't make any sense. What could someone expect? Like if I'm signing up as a dentist and I'm saying, okay, I'm going to do this, what could I expect? Like, how do I know? Like, as an example, let me just give you some hypothetical problems that I might run into. They're just popping in my head right now. So it's like, I'm a dentist and I'm not even sure where I need help yet. So here, I'll give you, let me drill even deeper. People listen to the show. I need marketing help. It's like, no, you don't. You just need to answer your phones. You know what I mean? Like marketing literally isn't going to fix that, right? So let's start there. How is your program going to fix that?
First of all, again, I want to really impress upon people out there, it's not too good to be true. It is true. You need to get on a discovery call with me. It's a free call. And look, I have never wanted to waste people's money. As a clinician, I could have made thousands of night guards, but when your patient looks at you and says, I'm not going to wear it, there's no reason to just transfer money from somebody's account to my account. I am not about wasting money. I promise I will not waste your money. You need to hear about this. To your point, as a clinician, I also understand the need to diagnose and then create a treatment plan, right? So as you enter as a new member of the Dental Science Alliance, the first thing we're going to do is to ask you to think about 10 to 12, actually it's closer to 20 different areas inside of your practice. And you're going to select 3 of those: marketing, HR, associate contracts. You're just going to select 3 of those things. And then on your onboarding call with me, we're going to go deeper into those 3 items to find out, is it a marketing problem or do you just need to answer your phone, right? And if we find out it is actually a marketing problem, then we're going to go deeper into that with a bigger intake form. And you're going to fill out another 4 or 5 questions before we put you in touch with our marketing coach. Because again, we have 30 minutes and we don't want to waste time. I mean, I love talking about hobbies. I love talking about pets and vacations, but I know all you coaches out there, you're with me on this. We do spend 10, 15 minutes talking about the whole, let's establish a rapport thing. Here's how the rapport thing goes on a 30-minute coaching call. It's cold here. It's hot here. Fine. What's the problem? And we are into the problem. And the problem is that, we are answering the phones. We might not be answering the best way, but we're still only getting 15 new patient phone calls a month. All right. So now Gary Bird at SMC Marketing knows we need to make the phone ring. Okay. I mean, it's hard to establish whether the phone call is going well when you don't have a big enough sample to make that determination. So look, this is going to be the greatest of all time. I promise you. I mean, we are going to make this the greatest of all time. This is my commitment to the dental world out there, that this will be the best community. It will be the most impactful community that dentistry has seen in a long time. It's because we take people through the process. This is not a rush thing. You're not going to join today and all of a sudden go out there and have 5 appointments tomorrow with all these different coaches. We are going to identify what your needs are. We're going to go slow before you can go fast. This is what we've all learned. It's what we've all been taught. You got to go slow before you can go fast. And then we are going to start creating action plans, identifying those action plans, and executing those action plans. In the Dental Science Alliance, you are assigned a head coach, and that head coach goes through your patient chart, through your membership chart to find out who did you meet with, what were those action plans, and are you executing those plans? We're going to call you, we're going to text you, we're going to email you. Did you get your homework done? And if not, why not?
How if someone wants to sign up, like how does that work? Like what does it look like to actually sign up for something like this? And this model's new. I'm sure it exists somewhere, right? But it's new to. Yeah. Okay. So it's new to, I know it's new to dental is what I was going to say. Maybe it's in another vertical. So it's new to dental. So walk me through like in elementary format, because this is a different model. Cause let me back up. Here's the current dental model. You go to an event, you pay $1,000 to go to that event. You got to fly there because you buy the ticket, and so the ticket's $1,000. It's going to be $1,000 to fly there. You got to get the hotel, et cetera, et cetera. So you're going to be, if you're just by yourself, you're going to be $2,500 into that bad boy already. Then you're going to hear speakers. Some people are going to resonate with you. Some people aren't. You're going to talk to some vendors. Some are going to resonate with you. Some aren't. And then you're going to go do your independent research on all of that, right? And the event itself might be selling you something as well, right? So you have multiple different people selling to you, and your job is to wade through all that and figure out who you should be working with. And it's limited to whoever's at this event. What your model is: eliminate the event, eliminate the vendor, so to speak, and now you just have a room full of people who've been pre-vetted, and you have a coach who's going to help point you in the right direction, and it's at a fraction of the cost of everything else I just described to you. Now you still end up at the same place at the end of the road, where you end up having to work with somebody, whether that's a marketing company or an ops consultant or whoever it is, but getting to the root issue is much faster, is what you're proposing.
100%. And let's not, I love events, okay? Because there's lots of great things that go on events. You and I both know that. I mean, I love events, and we're certainly not trying to eliminate events. What we're trying to eliminate is wasted time and wasted money. Recognize why you're going to the event. You really aren't going to the event to find the one magic vendor to help you. That's not what the events are for. And not to mention, by the way, then you come back from the event, which you're the only one that went to, and now you have to get the buy-in from your team to utilize whatever it is that you're trying to bring back from the event, whether it be a procedure or a vendor or a consultant or a coach. This is, please do not discount how hard that is. Even if you found the magic pill at the event, trying to get the buy-in from your team to take the pill is hard enough, So what we have really tried to do here is create a situation where, first of all, the Dental Science Alliance is empowering to your team. Let me say that again, dentists, if you're listening to this, because leadership is about empowering others. When we empower others, we get them to automatically buy into the process. So, dentists, this is the way the conversation goes. Hey, John at the front desk, instead of me researching insurance verification and me researching insurance adjustments, how about you take my login and password and get on a call with this expert and you get the information because you know the right answer, the right questions to ask. And then you bring that information back to our leadership team next week and you be the one to educate us. So now you've empowered John, you've empowered that office manager, you've empowered that hygienist to go out and get the answers that they're looking for. And I'm not the dentist coming to John at the front desk and saying, hey, this is the way we need to verify our insurance. And now John's looking at me like, what in the world is this guy trying to tell me about verifying insurance, right? So please do not discount the fact that we are now helping you empower your team. We are taking things off of your plate, not putting things on your plate. And that is great leadership. Great leaders take things off of your boss's plate. They don't put things on your boss's plate. Okay. Great people. I mean, I've had people come to me and say, Dr. Moser, I have extra time if you've got things that you want me to do. Well, what did they do, Gary? All they did was they put something on my plate. Now I have to look for something for them to do. Come to me and say, hey, Dr. Moser, I know that insurance verification is a real pain for you. Let me get on a call with a coach at the Dental Science Alliance, and I'll handle that. I'll solve that issue for us.
So you can use it for your whole team then. Okay, so if someone's listening to this and says, hey, I need this in my life, how do they get signed up?
So first of all, if you're listening to this and you're saying you don't need this in your life, then man, I want to come work for you because you've got it all down. Look, everybody has, there's always change, right? There's always new employees come in. There's always people that needed to be on board and trained and brought up to a level to where they're actually productive and operational. So again, that's why this is so valuable and that's why it's so affordable at $600 a month. How could you not do this? So it's real simple. You go to the website, which is dentalsciencealliance.com, www.dentalsciencealliance.com. There are two buttons. One says join the alliance. That will bypass a call with me and take you immediately to put your credit card information in. The other one says schedule your discovery call. It is a free, complimentary, whatever you want to call it. I don't like it, but I got to talk to you for 20 minutes. I'll tell you all about the Dental Science Alliance. I'll tell you the pros and the cons. And then from there, you can absolutely decide whether you want to be a member or not. If it's not for you, look, again, we're not hard salespeople, but the challenge is people think this is too good to be true. People think this can't be done. And they've said that, look, we've been saying it can't be done since the beginning of time until things have been done, right? And that's the bottom line. It can't be done until it's done. And we did it. I didn't do it alone either. I mean, I got to give props to my partner. Dr. Tariq Ali is amazing. I got to give props to all of our amazing coaches. And there's, the back end of this is intense. I've had some amazing help with this. So I just get to be the good looking guy on the podcast. But this was not just me alone.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and sharing this. Obviously, you're passionate about it, which is great. And I love when people can get behind what they're doing. And it's clear that you are 100% behind it. And I'm excited to see what this turns into.
Thanks very much. I really hope that people will just take the opportunity to just get on a call.